Hello and welcome. Okay, today I'm going to look at some of the succulents that are on my plant deck. One of my channel subscribers had called this thing that I made a plant deck, and I think it makes perfect sense. I couldn't think of that name. I just kept calling it a shelf, but I liked how she called it a plant deck. This is the one that I just picked the leaf off of. Is an angel finger. I believe it's an angel finger. Same. For the most part, they are kind of like dried leaf free. Only because I sort of go through them regularly. So let's see. Yeah, this one, the leaf was kind of, it's not 100% dry, so like not coming off. And of course I just pinched the other leaf, and this is probably why that you should wait until they're completely dry, because one, I'm trying to do two things at once, wearing the camera around my neck actually, and I'm trying to take off dry leaves, and I really probably shouldn't do that. Oh my goodness, this bird is chirping away like crazy. So I have these really big trees in my backyard. Oh. And of course, I just knocked off one of the leaves, a non-dried one. So I don't know about you guys, but these little sort of, what do you call these? Sort of like pudgy, round succulents. I'm having a lot of issues with them in this season. I mean, I'm guessing I don't think I've ever had this issue in the fall with them, but you see how these are like clear looking. I don't know that it's overwatered. I don't think it's overwatered, but this has been happening quite a lot with my let's see if I can focus. Yeah, with my succulents that are sort of like this shape. So that's why it's looking really spacey over there. Zoom in. You see that over here? It's spacey, so all the leaves just kind of, and in the middle of the stem too, it's turning kind of this clear yellowish, and then it's falling off. Eventually I would think that they just turn into a dry leaf. What I find strange is that it's doing it in the middle of the stem and not in the bottom of the stem like this one. So yeah, this is an ongoing issue for me with these sort of pudgy, bubbly succulents like this caviar, and let's see what else. It's happening with my Shangri-La, which I'll show you in a minute. It's happening with my sedum flavidums. So let's see what else. I mean, for the most part, it doesn't look like I have a lot of dried leaves, which is a good thing, I guess. Let's see, I see some maybe in that white lotus over there, that's the white lotus over there. That's going to be hard to get to. So this is my white lotus. As you can see, I'm seeing some powdery mildew on it. So I don't know if you guys saw that I mentioned that I sprayed all of my succulents that are outside with fungicide, because so many of these were infected, I guess is what you call it. And this, I still see remnants of it here. So I usually, and that's why you see all these like sort of imperfections in the farina, like these spots and whatnot. Some of the spots are from like dried up fungicide liquid, I guess, the fungicide. Others are actually, it looks like powdery mildew. I think the way you see the differences of the powdery mildew is more, I don't know how to describe it. There's like fuzziness around the circle. Yeah, I didn't realize that this actually had powdery mildew. I didn't want to spray my succulents with farina on them because I knew that it would just leave them spotty and sort of dirty looking, if that's what you want to call it. But I might have to spray the skin. And I guess this is the reason why I do try to look at my succulents every day, or take at least a good sort of tour around and look at them individually. But this has kind of like really outgrown the pot, and It's not easy to pull it out of the deck. I actually just had to remove a different succulent just to get this out. So, let me leave it out. I'm glad that I pulled it out. So, this was what was in front of it. This is Trumzo. Trumzo. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the leaves over here. It's like curling up. But yeah. Other than that, it's doing really well. So, some of these is so hard to remove dead leaves. And as you can see, there's some, I don't know if this is indicative of any kind of like issues, but there is some like black spots and what appears to be rotted, but that could just be from like, you know, it being very close to the soil and the moisture just being like, you know. Let me grow this one. This is my pink spots. So I recently repotted this too because this one was struggling in the other pot, wherever it was sitting previously. I don't know if I could find a picture of it. And it like sort of shrunk its face quite a bit. I think it was struggling. The stem, I don't remember it being an issue, but there was like, I think that part of the stem was waterlogged, or a lot of the leaves in the bottom was waterlogged. I don't quite remember because I've had so many of that type of issues. So I repotted into this, and it, for the most part, it looks okay. But I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And let's see what else is going on. I just recently watered my J-Star. I Devotees J-Star. It's beautiful. I love the color in this. Let me give you a top-down view. Top-down view of J-Star. Really pretty. Okay. I recently repotted this too, and it kind of like blew up in this pot, and it outgrew the pot already, and it's putting out a lot of cups right now. So let's see. Switch to more tweezers. So it's been like really asking for a lot of water. Try not to move the pot. And I don't know if you guys could see from your seeing, where you see these weird white crusted sort of dots on the leaves. I do believe that's probably some sort of fungus issue, the powdery mildew possibly, because when I did spray all my succulents with the fungicide, I noticed that the ones who actually had some, which I may or may not have noticed because I just kind of sprayed all of them, they end up having these little sort of what appears to be like scars. So some of them show up like this, as scars on their leaves. Others show up, others, they have these black dots, and I think those black dots are maybe black spots. So you'll see on this aerial too, you'll see on the top of the face there's some white, what do you call it? Crusted scabs. It appears to be scabs. So I'll show you my Beyond. So this one, I almost lost it. The stem was waterlogged, so I thought it was gonna die, and then it lost a lot of the bottom layers, but it survived. So this one is actually grew since then, so I'm really thankful for that. But as you can see, there's some issues in what appears to be black spots, but it's grown, so I'm assuming it's not an issue. So my Myrinae, this is my Myrinae. I recently repotted this too. Recently repotted, so I don't want to pull it out of the pot. And it's probably working really hard to settle in there. Okay, so my Minibel is one of those plants where the dried leaves just come off really easily, and I really appreciate that. It's just that when you touch it, it falls off, but it ends up landing on the pot. So I have to pick up the pot and get it out. And my revolution back there. This is my revolution. My revolution back there is a whopping mess. It has a lot of dried leaves right now. I might have to pull it out and do that one. So I don't know if I ever mentioned how difficult mini bells are. This is like about my fourth plant, maybe. So this is about my fourth one, and when I first received it, I bought some in the spring. It was so beautiful that I bought more pots subsequently, and I think they all died on me except for this one. This is my hope right now. This is the only thing that survived in the summer, and as you can see, there's probably some fungus damage on it too, but it is doing better than all the other mini bells, which are pretty much dead. But yeah, and it's sort of like putting on some color here. The face shrank a lot, but it did get very tall, and I don't know if you can see, the stems are kind of like, I think maybe these do get like woody stems. I think that's what that is, because sometimes it kind of looks like it's some sort of like, I can't tell if it's like rotten or if it's like the stems are turning woody. So yeah, but the leaves feel healthy, it's firm, and it's the face is not that big because it lost a lot of its leaves, but other than that, it looks pretty good. So let me grab my Revolution. So my Revolution, this is one of those plants where the dried leaves come off fairly easily, so I don't have to yank at it much. But yeah, this one suffered the virus too, or the fungus. This one, I don't know what kind of, I don't think it's black spots, I don't think it's powdery mildew. I really do think it's some sort of like virus, because I've seen people talk about this, like this spotty mess, and they say that it's just these like thin leaves, succulents, a lot of them suffer from this like spotty virus type of virus or fungus, no idea, but they suffer from it in the summer, sort of like every summer. And I do see it in a lot of my thin-leaved succulents. I just don't know what it is. Sometimes they kind of appear to be black spots, but it looks a little different in that they're more dotty, and they're not those sort of big round spots. So I was thinking I might repot this, because it suffered a lot in the summer. So I don't know if right now is a good time to repot, given that winter's coming soon. Well, it doesn't feel like it right now because it's so warm, but yeah, I'm just kind of like contemplating if I should repot this or if I should leave it. So in the summer, when it suffered, a lot of the offsets fell off, and that's why you'll see these, like this one here. Like, yeah, in the summer it suffered. So this is the like part where I had to, the face just died, so I had to chop it off. And I think once it got chopped off, that's when it put out offsets on the stem, and that's where this little sort of soul thing came up. And I thought it was crested, and maybe it wasn't. I'm not really sure. I'm seeing like separate 1, 2, 3, like separate stems over here. So I think maybe it was, at once upon a time it was a crest, but like now they're splitting into faces, their individual face, which, yeah, I have seen people talk about that, how the crested plant unravels and turns into individual plants. So that could be what's happening here. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really enjoy taking off dried leaves from succulents, because I feel like it's just, as funny as this might sound, it's my favorite pastime. I mean, it is a hobby, right? This is why people have hobbies. It brings me a lot of peace, serenity, and I could literally sit out here for hours, given that the weather is nice, of course. I could literally sit out here for hours, looking at my succulents, taking care of them, picking dry leaves off, and watering them and whatnot. A whole day will go by, and I really enjoy doing that. And look, so this one, I think I showed in one of the shorts before, So this is another one where the face died, rotted off, so then I had to clip it, and now it's putting off all these offsets on the stem. So Revolution, it's very, yeah, Revolution really puts off crazy amount of offsets. And I didn't think that these would survive, but I can see that it grew actually quite a lot since the time I did the shorts video, because they were teeny tiny in that, and that wasn't too long ago. But then again, the weather has been so warm, so it makes sense. Yeah, I might just keep this as is for the time being. Maybe I'll repot it in the spring. I recently repotted my number. I needed the pot that it was sitting on, so I actually just and this was, I've been meaning to repot that because the stem was just getting really tall, so I got a slightly taller pot, made by me, of course. Yeah, and I potted that in there. So also this is my spotted deer. Yeah, the stem got rotted out and waterlogged, so I had to chop that, and it grew out some stems, so I repotted in here. Don't know if it's gonna survive. I just watered it because it's been probably like over 2 weeks since I potted. Hoping that it'll grow more roots out and it'll bounce back. Recently repotted that one too. I don't know if I did a video. I think I might have. I didn't post it yet. Yeah. It's a little dark on this side because the sun doesn't reach this way until probably later in the afternoon.